Welcome to Bloom at the Yoga Garden. So thank you all very much for joining me. It's a lovely sunny morning here when I'm recording this, and I hope you're having a lovely day wherever or whenever you're doing this practice. So we're still thinking about our breath. Of course, we always need to think about our breath in yoga, but particularly today, and I'm just going to share a little bit with you. So if you'd like to get yourself comfortable in your mats, you might need a couple of bricks if you have them. That's these ones here that look like bricks for later on. So while you're getting yourself sorted or just getting yourself comfortable on your mat, I'm just going to share this little bit from Jack Harrison's The Celtic School of Yoga. It's a lovely, lovely book. It's Jack Harrison actually and Una Dinsmore. Lovely coffee table book. Lovely illustrations in it as well. So I thought this was very relevant. It's referring to Celtic yoga, but we can take it for all yoga. Celtic yoga recognises that the practices of yoga, conscious movement, breath and stillness are all tools to enhance our understanding of the nature of our own bodies. It is important when we practice yoga to respect our particular potentials and limits. So we can use our yoga practice and our breathing to help us in our daily lives, but also we use it to recognize where we are in our yoga practice. So just lie down on your mat if you're not already there. Draw your shoulders down away from your ears, your arms rotated so the backs of your hands are on the floor. Take your feet out the full width of your mat. Take a nice long deep inhale. Open your mouth wide and just sigh it out. And maybe you'll notice already how that helps you. One more of those. Inhale. Nice long, slow, almost lazy inhale. And a really long, slow, delicate exhale. And it does help us to feel so much better. So we're just going to return to our natural breath briefly, and we're going to actually, when I say our natural breath, we're going to sort of tweak it a little bit. So I would like you to, what we'll do is we'll take an inhale, we'll take an inhale, and then as we exhale, we're going to smile. And then we're going to have a pause at the end of the exhale and just listen. And then as soon as you're ready, you take your next inhale. And we repeat that. Smile on the exhale. Your little pause for as long or as short as you want it to be. And then inhale. And repeat it again. So do 3 more all together in your own. We'll all be different. And your pause can be as long or short as you want. Just listen. So I have finished mine, but if you're still on your breath, please just continue. So when you finish that, we're going to take our arms up overhead, clasp your hands and turn them inside out to begin with and just have a good stretch. And then we're going to clasp them together. Just try and get the heels of your hands together if you can. And then we're going to cross the right foot over the left. Big inhale And exhale, hinge over towards the left and feel a nice stretch down the right side of your body. Inhale back to center. Swap the cross of your ankles. Change the clasp of your hand, so that'll be a different thumb on top or a different baby finger in the bottom. Inhale, reach up. Watch your shoulders haven't crept up. And exhale, hinge over to the right. Inhale, back to center, and then gently release your hands and bring them back down by your sides. And then from here, we're going to bring our two knees together and the inside edges of our feet together. So you can keep your feet on the floor, or if you want to work a bit harder, you can lift your feet off the floor and drop your knees down towards the left. Arms out just wherever's comfortable, and we're trying to squeeze both knees and the inside edges of the feet together. And you're sort of taking your knees towards your left shoulder rather than away from you. Inhale back to center. And then big exhale, not a big exhale, big inhale here again, and exhale down to the right. And turn your head and look left. Looks like it's going to be one of these mornings where I can't talk properly. And breathe and feel a lovely stretch. This side could feel completely different. This side feels much stronger for me. And again, notice any sensations of your breath in your body. And of course, you only go as far as suits you. Listen to your own body. As Jack Harrison said in his thing, recognizing the potential and any harms we might do ourselves. So plant both feet down, bring your right knee in towards your chest, reach down, and see if you can take hold of the right heel or your shin, wherever you can get. Maybe you'll take hold of the outside edge of your right foot, just wherever is comfortable for you. So we're trying to get the heel and the knee in line, so half happy baby. You can keep this leg bent, or if you want to work a wee bit harder, straighten it out along the mat. So you're gently trying to encourage the right knee down to the outside of the right elbow, the right shoulder even. Pressing your hand into your foot and your hand. So you're a wee bit of work here in your arms as well. And gently release. Plant the left foot in the floor, right knee in. Same thing again, take hold of wherever you can. You can even use a belt here around your foot if you can't reach. Heel and ankle in line. You're drawing your knee down to the outside of your left shoulder. Straighten your leg, your right leg along the floor if you want. But if you're here, you're still getting a good stretch, so don't punish yourself. Probably haven't warmed up much, so be kind to yourself. And breathe, shoulders drawing down. And then gently plant that foot in the floor, bring your other knee in, and we're going to do both together. So hands come down in between your legs. So you take hold of your shins if that's where you are. Use your belt again if you want to. Or maybe you'll be able to take hold of the outside edges of your feet and take your knees as wide as you can. Ankles and knees in line. And see if you can press your sit bones down towards the end of your mat. So we're not in a proper happy, like a happy baby, where they have their bottom up in the air. We're trying to keep ours pressed down. And it's quite a lot of work. You'll hear from my voice. It's quite a lot of work to do that. You have to engage all those internal muscles to kind of encourage your sit bones down. And at the same time, try and keep your ankles and knees in line. One more breath here. And gently bring both knees in together. Plant your left foot in the floor and bring the outside edge, the baby toe side edge of your right foot onto your left thigh. And just check that when you do that, you haven't gone like this. So we want both pointy bits of the hips facing up towards the ceiling, and just gently encourage that right thigh to move away. So you'll feel this up in the right hip. You should not feel this in your knee. If you feel this in your knee, stop doing whatever you're doing. Keep pressing into the sole of the right foot. Maybe just stay here. Or if you want to try this, you can reach down into that little space between your legs. Take hold of the back of your thigh. Draw your left thigh in and press away with your right elbow to encourage a little bit more of a stretch. And breathe. And notice the sensation that is causing in your body, where you're feeling it. And then plant the left foot down, swap sides. Baby toe side of the left foot onto the right thigh. Same thing again, check you're nice and level. Press into the sole of the right foot as if you're pressing into something. And then maybe bring your hands down and begin to draw your right thigh in towards your chest and use your left elbow to encourage the left thigh away. And breathe. Try and keep your shoulders relaxed. It's difficult. My shoulders want to help me in all these things. One more breath. And gently plant that foot down. And we're going to bring our knees in towards your chest. And we're going to do a couple of rock and rolls. But this time we're going to bring a little bit of extra strength into it if we can. So we're going to take a big inhale. As we go to come up, we're going to try and put one foot in the ground. So if you don't know what I mean, just watch and I'll try to demonstrate. So big inhale and exhale up onto one foot. It's quite hard to talk when you're doing this. Don't worry if you're not managing it. Bring your hands to the floor if you need to give yourself a wee help. Okay, especially if you've never done it before. And then bring yourself up and meet me in easy cross legs. Okay, so use your brick or your block or whatever you want to sit on. And shift the flesh of your sit bones. Reach your hands up. Stretch up again. Clasp your hands. Stretch up. Big inhale. And exhale. Hinge over to the right. Inhale back to center. Shoulders away. And exhale. Hinge to the left. Inhale back to center. We'll change the clasp of our hands. This is the one that always feels awfully awkward. Keep pressing the palms up towards the ceiling. Big inhale and exhale. The tiniest wee bit of a twist round to the right. Inhale back to center. Exhale, little twist round to the left. Inhale back to center. Gently release your hands. Plant the right hand down. Inhale up with the left, little side bend. Back to center. Up with the right. So we'll do two more. So we'll speed it up a little bit. This is our quick class after all. Inhale as you come up. Exhale as you go down. So just round yourself off, if that makes sense. Make sure you've finished and you're even. And then we're going to roll forward and meet me in tabletop. So you're actively pressing the floor away. Fingers are well spread, pressing into the base of the index finger and thumb. And you're actively pressing the floor away. Knees are below your hips, knees and feet about hip width apart. And you've very lightly engaged your navel back towards your spine. So because if you let everything go on the underneath, or the front of your body, you're like this. Whereas if I activate everything, it's not that I'm doing an awful lot. All I'm doing literally is thinking navel towards the spine. Hopefully you can see that. It's not a huge movement. So we're going to take a big inhale here and dip our belly down towards the floor, shoulders away from your ears, bottom up towards the ceiling, heart center through, chin up. Lots of instructions. And exhale, tuck your tail, round your shoulders. Navel back towards your spine, chin in towards your chest, press the floor away. Inhale, lovely cat-cows. It's great in the morning to warm up your body. And exhale. Inhale into your cow. And feel the sensation of your breath as you squeeze it out now in your cat pose. And then bring yourself back to your neutral tabletop. So from here, we're going to reach back with the right heel, reach forward with the left hand. Keep your left hand down the floor if you want to. But if you want to work a bit harder, we're going to do this. Take a big inhale, reach forward and back, and exhale, elbow to knee. So if you're keeping this hand on the floor, you'll do knee to nose. Okay, inhale, reach forward and back. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, forward and back. Exhale, elbow to knee. And then plant your hand and your knee down. So we'll do the other side. Reach back with the left leg. Reach forward with the right hand. Big inhale, and again, if you're here, you just do knee to nose. Exhale, elbow to knee, round your spine. Inhale, forward and back. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale, forward and back. Last one, exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, forward and back. And plant your hands down. And then from here, we're going to tuck our toes under. Check that you have a lovely firm base for your posture. You're not pressing, your wrists have no pressure on them at all. You're really pressing into the pads of all the fingers, particularly the base of the index finger and thumb. Tuck your toes under and bring yourself up into down dog with bent legs. And have a little wriggle about here, shoulders away from your ears. Try and not let the weight go forward. We wriggle and then maybe begin to straighten one leg at a time. And then when you've done that about 4 times, come into your static dog. Navel back towards your spine, shoulders away from your ears, big arm bones rotating out. The muscles in your thighs or your thighs are rotating in towards each other, and maybe you'll begin to take your heels back and down. And just let your head go. One more big inhale here. Look forward and step your right foot through. Plant to your left hand, so you can bring your left knee down to the floor if you need to. You can keep it raised and inhale up with the right hand and exhale down. So your right knee will be in line with your right ankle. Inhale up, keep pressing into the heel of the back foot if you have a knee lifted. Exhale down. One more. Inhale up, exhale down. And then we're going to step back into down dog and we'll do the other side. Left leg lifted, look forward, step through with the left foot and leg. Right knee to the floor if you want to. Press into your right hand, inhale up with the left. Exhale down. Check that this knee and ankle are in line. Inhale up, feel as if you're drawing your right ribs forward. Exhale down. Last one, inhale up, really go for it. Exhale down. Press into the toes of the back foot. And we're back into down dog. So lift your sit bones up. Maybe give your dog a wee walk. We're not staying here long. Then come onto your tiptoes and roll forward into plank. So roll forward until your shoulders are over your wrists. Press into your heels. Bring your knees to the floor anytime if you need to. Never punish yourself. Take a rest anytime you need to. And exhale back into down dog. Inhale, roll forward into plank or half plank. Look forward. Navel back towards the spine. Press the floor away. Take another breath here because you probably need to. Inhale. Exhale back into down dog. One more. Inhale, forward into plank, press the floor away. Exhale, into down dog. So just take a couple of breaths here in down dog, and then we're going to go on and do our little fluey bit. So, one more breath, and then we're going to look forward and step through with the right foot and leg. And we're going to plant the heel of the left foot. So get your balance and bring yourself up into Virabhadrasana 1. So you're going to need your bricks here maybe. So I should have said to you before we did this, when you were having a wee break. So I'll show you what we're going to use those for. I'll set mine there for the meantime. Okay, so you're in Virabhadrasana 1. So don't have your stance too narrow for this because it'll affect your balance. So take your back foot out a little bit if you need to. So you're pressing into the heel of the back foot, lunging deeply into the front leg. So knee is going towards the middle of your foot. Check that your knee doesn't want to roll in. Really engage all those muscles in your legs. Feel you're squeezing both sets of muscles in your legs together. Big inhale here, reach up, and then swing your arms down. Clasp your hands and draw your knuckles down towards your heels. Shoulders rolling back and down. Keep pressing into the front foot, pressing into the heel of the back foot. Shoulders drawing down. Smile. Notice where you're breathing. Are you breathing up here or are you breathing from the belly? One more breath here. And then we're going to go do humble warrior. So we're going to bring ourselves down the inside of that right leg. If you need to, you can rest on your right thigh, but try not to. And then bring your hands and arms up overhead. Crown of the head to the floor. And then slowly, don't do this quickly because you'll drop your hands down and release them. Reach forward to your 2 blocks, or if you have no blocks, to the floor. Press into your front foot, lean forward, and maybe that back leg will drift off the floor into a nice version of Virabhadrasana 3. And maybe you'll feel, oh, I can leave go of my bricks. And maybe bring your hands to your heart center, but you don't need to do that. So draw your heart center through. Head and neck at a nice line with your spine. Big inhale. One more breath. And then bend your front knee. Step back onto the left foot. Honestly, the mat will still be there. Don't look. Bring yourself up. And we're up into Virabhadrasana 2. So you might need to adjust your feet a wee bit. So you're inhaling into the crown of your head. Exhaling, sinking a little bit lower. And then you can turn your head and look over your right arm if you want to. Big inhale here. Exhale, sit a little bit lower. One more breath here. And then drop your left hand down onto your left thigh. Rotate your right hand and bring yourself up into peaceful warrior. And smile, reaching, smiling, breathing. And then exhale, roll forward and down. Frame the front foot, pivot in the toes of the back foot, and step back into downward facing dog. And just walk your dog ever so briefly. And then we're going to look forward, lift the left leg, step it through, and plant the heel of the right foot. Get your balance, so check that you're not in the one train track, you have a nice broad stance, and bring yourself up. Reach up. Take that air, that universal breath, and really take it into your body. Use it to energize you now. This is where you're beginning to flag a bit, so use your breath. Long, slow, deep inhale. Slow it down as much as you can. Or use Ujjayi breath, brilliant for this. Gives you so much energy. And then pressing into the heel of the back foot, rotate your arms, clasp your hands, draw your shoulders down. Maybe a different clasp this time if you can remember which way you were the last time. And breathe. And just think how wonderful it is to be alive and be here in your yoga mat. One more big inhale here. And exhale. Begin to fold forward and down into humble warrior. So let your arms drift up to wherever they go. Don't worry. Rest on that front thigh if you need to. Crown of your head to the floor. Press strongly into the heel of the back foot. In fact, all of the back foot. Baby toe side and heel particular. And then slowly drop your hands down onto your bottom. Bring yourself round. Press into the floor or your bricks if you have them. Pivot in the toes of the back foot. Lean forward. Maybe your back leg will begin to drift off the floor. Maybe it won't. I love doing Warrior 3 with bricks because it means you don't have to worry about your balance much. And you can really focus on getting both hips nice and level and maybe getting a wee bit more lift into the back leg. So just notice where you're feeling it. Press into the big toe side of the left foot if you can. One more breath here. Bend the front knee. Step back. See if you can do it without looking. The floor will still be there. Plant the heel of the right foot and bring yourself in. You might need to adjust your stance. Sometimes I do and sometimes I don't. And bring yourself into Virabhadrasana 2. So the left knee should be heading towards the middle of your toes. And I'm looking out here and see Bob wandering about the yoga garden, and he really shouldn't be. She shouldn't be. She is a hen, even though she's called Bob. So reach into the left fingertips, reach into the right fingertips, inhale into the crown of your head, exhale, sit a little bit lower, but don't go forward or back. One more big inhale here. Drop the right hand down onto your right thigh, rotate the left hand, come up into peaceful warrior. Reach into the fingertips of the left hand and then gently bring yourself forward. Windmill your hands down, pivot on the toes of the back foot and step through and meet me in Uttanasana 1. So take hold of your elbows, feet good hip width apart, knees bent as deeply as you need to, crown of your head going down towards the floor. And just let everything go. A wee rock from side to side. Your whole of your upper body is like a rag doll. Check that you're pressing strongly into all four corners of your feet. And just let everything go. And then bring your hands, bend your knees as deeply as you need to make contact with the floor. Bend your knees. Bring yourself down into like a kneeling pose. So stay on the balls of your feet if you can, on your toes. So giving your toes a wee stretch, maybe check that your baby toes are on the floor. My baby toes always want to hide. Get your balance, keep your fingers on the floor if you need to. But maybe you'll be able to bring your hands together at your heart center. So wobbling is good. Don't worry about wobbling. I'm wobbling like mad today. Shoulders, whoops, rolling back and down. One more breath. And then make contact with the floor. And nice and slowly and gently make your way down onto your mat. Unroll the whole way down. And we're just going to finish the way we started. Well, this time we're going to keep our feet on the floor and we're not going to worry about squeezing anything together. So take a big inhale. Exhale, drop your knees down to the left. Turn your head and look right. Inhale back to center. Exhale, drop your knees down to the right, head left. Inhale back to center. And just straighten your legs or keep them bent if you prefer for your final relaxation. Come into Shavasana. Tuck your shoulders under. Arms rotated, palms facing up. And just take a nice long, slow, deep inhale. And a nice long, slow, whispery exhale. And just notice if you can feel the air around you. Maybe just focus on the palms of your hands and just feel the weight of the air. This is something, I mean, the air does weigh a certain amount. You only have to look the way balloons can lift and things float about. So it's gravity keeping us to the ground. And I'm not a scientist, but I assume the air is coming down towards the earth as well. So feel the air, if you can, on any parts of your body that are exposed. So we normally ignore all these sensations, but just be really aware of that air that gives us vital life. This is our vital life force all around us. This universal breath that we all share, every living creature shares this universal breath, this air that is all around us. So it's so important that we keep it clean and fresh and try not to pollute it too much. It's our responsibility to look after this beautiful world, which includes this air, our vital life force, because without it, we won't be here. So, nice, long, slow, deep inhale. Nice, whispery, soft exhale. And please allow yourself just to stay here for as long as you feel you need to. Really 5-10 minutes if you can manage, and just allow yourself to be. Breathing in, I calm the body and mind. Breathing out, I smile. Excuse me, dwelling in the present moment. I know this is the only moment. And then bring your hands together at your heart center. Thank you so much for joining me this morning. Have a lovely day or a lovely evening, whatever you've planned. I really appreciate the fact that you take time out to do these classes with me. Thank you so much. Namaste.